हरे कृष्ण। ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। हरे कृष्ण. So we'll try to discuss from Prabhupada's point of view a very important thing. So yesterday we were discussing how our mind is not able to concentrate, because this is the theme that is going to come in the future about the holy name. So we'll prepare ourselves. So what is happening in our mind is it is completely affected by passion and ignorance. And because of this, what is happening is we don't want to come to Sattuguna. What is the problem with Sattuguna for us is we will not become the center. We will come out of that position. So generally there is a tendency to be in the center. So that post is gone if we are we when we cultivate sattva. That is the reason we are afraid of sattva, even though we will say that we want sattva, but it is not true. And that will never help us to concentrate on the holy name. We may concentrate, but the intensity may not be there sometimes. So this is also another problem. So the only way is to we have to do like we conduct retreats and all. So such situations are very much needed to come to that state where we are able to uh, we are able to get to mode of goodness. So intense practices are needed. That's why yatras, retreats, they're very much essential to make us come to that state. So this is not by chance. This is actually a very important aspect, because pramada is when we are chanting, it requires minimum condition. Even though we say that there are no hard and fast truths, but there is one minimum condition, that is we have to be attentive. Presently, our is absent-mindedness, distraction. So we have discussed this. So it prevents genuine concentration and therefore prevents the practitioner from deeply relating to what they do. So for the holy name to truly respond, one actually hear the voice of Krishna from our heart. The name must be chanted in a state of concentration. And that you will all have experience. If you have chanted very, very attentively, from inside we get some inspiration. After 64 rounds on Ekadasi, some voice will come. What should I do? If you are struggling with some decision making, you sit and chant 64 rounds. Immediately the voice will come from inside. And that is true also. Paramatma want to guide us, but we are not able to hear. If you are sitting and long time chanting, you can hear the decision from Paramatma. What should you do? If you are to buy something or not, or you want to go or not, if you want to say this word or not. Best thing is chant and sincerely chant for long time, and from within we can hear. And that is many people's experience, and that is the way Krishna want it to happen also. And another thing is the practice remain on the surface. There is sincere desire for transformation, but the transformation does not come because the heart is never deeply touched. So this is the most important thing. The heart should be touched. It's very hard-hearted. So I was telling about this story of Goswami. Like Tukaram Maharaj, one nice story is there. So what happened is there is one Brahman who was very envious of Tukaram because he is very learned Brahmana and he had some followers. But Tukaram, even though he's not a Brahmana, he's a Vaishya actually. He was very, very devotional and he was writing songs, and all these Brahmanas followers are also going to Tukaram Maharaj. So one day what he did, in the night when Tukaram was singing Kirtan and in the temple for long late night, and then when he was going back home, there was a thorny bush. So this Brahmana stayed in the dark and he pushed Tukaram Maharaj into the bushes. So Tukaram Maharaj could see who did this to him. and he was completely wounded because of these thorns. He started bleeding, and Tukaram Maharaj, with great difficulty, went home. And after going home, he could not sleep whole night. He was thinking, maybe I did something wrong to this person. Why he is so much upset with me? Why he got offended with me? Maybe I did something wrong to him. Maybe I sin. He couldn't sleep only. As soon as the day broke, he went immediately and uh, so they actually uh, he went to him and said, maybe I don't remember what I did wrong. If you can tell me, I will rectify myself so that I will not repeat it. So then that time the Brahmana's heart melted. He cried. He said, oh, you're really a sadhu. So the point is, it should touch our heart. So as long as things don't touch our heart, it will remain very hard-hearted. And that is the greatest problem. So when Tukaram Maharaj said to this Brahmana, maybe I did something wrong. Now you see, he did not get offended himself that he was mistreated like that. But instead he was thinking, maybe I did something wrong. That's why he's behaving like this. So this is the most difficult thing for us. To forgive is to we are actually benefiting ourselves. We are gifting ourselves by forgiving. Forgiving is a strength. If somebody is weak, na, he will not forgive. So this actually we are having Monday evening some sessions on forgiveness. So there we'll discuss deeply, but we'll come back to Ajamila's this case. Here, the most important thing that is explained, we were discussing yesterday also. In karma and jnana, there is selfishness, which is not allowing us to go to spiritual world. At the best, a person will remain Brahmajyoti, or if he has some appreciation for the Lord, he will end up in Vaikuntha. So both are very detrimental. I mean, in the sense that the in karma and jnana, the element of bhakti is very much needed. Then only a person will be free from that tendency to commit mistakes. So in karma, if you add bhakti, he can also be free from all the tendency to do mistake. In jnana also same thing. If you add bhakti to it, bhakti element, the tendency. So basically, what is the tendency? The selfishness makes us commit sinful activities. Please understand. If I say I like, that is selfishness. And that is the sinful mentality. Whenever we say I like, I don't like, we are doing sinful activities and the tendency to overcome. So that's why we say, okay, now it's not me, it is Guru. Let me do according to Guru. Let me do according to Krishna and Shastras. So then we will not do any sinful activity. But we are doing because the tendency is not so easy to go. We are not pleasing Guru many times with our actions. Whenever you are doing an act which is not pleasing to Guru, know for sure that it is going to give reaction. And we discuss about this reaction part also. In the case of devotees, Krishna gives the reaction. In the case of others, Brahma arranges writes the reactions. Durga Devi executes the reactions. Like Brahma, overall karma he has decided, but then material nature, Durga Devi, she is executing the actions and reactions for us. Whereas in the case of devotees, Krishna is taking care of it. But reaction is certainly there. Whenever we are acting, which is not according to what Guru and Krishna wants. If I say I like, that is sinful mentality. So slowly, devotees can give up that mentality. Whereas karmis and jnanis, karma yoga, jnana yoga, because they work for themselves only, their own liberation. So there will be always a tendency to do what they like. So that's where they make mistakes. So in karma it is more, in jnana it is relatively less, but still there is selfishness. So basically that is what is explained. So one is gradually purified if one cultivates knowledge, even though mental speculation strictly follow inclusive principles enjoy in the Shastra and explain next. Therefore, the platform of jnana, speculative knowledge, is better than platform of karma. there is every chance of falling from the platform of karma to hellish condition. But on the platform of Ghana, one is saved from hellish life, although one is still not completely free from infection. The difficulty is that on the platform of Ghana, one thinks that he has been liberated and has become Narayana. So there is some selfishness. So that's what Prabhupada is indicating here. And next verse is to concentrate the mind, one must observe celibacy, tapasa brahmacharyana. So this is what we discussed yesterday. The tendency to commit mistake is there. Uh, we cannot just say sentimental. We should know the reason also. If you say karma and jnana, karma tendencies don't go. What is the tendency we should know? If somebody asks, what is the tendency? What is the difference in bhakti tendency and jnana and karma tendency? That is a selfishness. That is the tendency we are talking about. In bhakti, we act for the pleasure of Krishna. So our whole purpose is to, I want to please Vaishnavas and Krishna. So that's how we try to do it. So we may have some conditioning. What happens is, this is also very important thing. Even if devotee is enjoying sense gratification, he will not get the same pleasure as materialistic person gets, because the fan is running, but it is when you switch off the fan, it still runs. It is running out of conditioning, but he's not. So similarly, a devotee may commit some sin, but he is not experiencing pleasure because that is doing out of conditionings. Slowly, he'll be free from the tendency. Krishna will somehow punish him and give him nice treatment so that even that inclinations will also go away. Not that he's getting taste, but the tendency will be there for him. So Krishna helps him to come out of the tendency also. So this should be understood. So this concept we will be uh, for this two shlokas only. After that, then after that we will change. So you try to understand this concept. After that, we may not discuss it. So very clear we should be about it. So Prabhupada is talking about this tendencies. Yuktahara viharasya. So Viraga explains that austerity involves absorbing fast as full as possible. Rupa Goswami also advised that atyahara, too much eating, is an impediment in the advancement of spiritual life. Yuktahara viharasya, yukta chestasya karmasya, yukta supna. So that is the tapasya we should do. We should be regulated. So Kali Yuga for grihasthas, there are two tapasyas only two. One is regulation, another is charity. If you do two things, you will gain knowledge also, you'll gain detachment also. That is the only austerities they have to do, nothing else. And that's what here. Yukta har viharasya yukta chesta. So there should be regulation and matra sparshastu kaunteya. This is the austerities for the mind. So yukta har viharasya, there is austerities for the body also and the mind also. And Krishna is telling that there is in material life there are many disturbances. One who has learned to tolerate the disturbances in all circumstances is called dhira. So the point is we have to achieve these two things. One is uh, uh, to come to a state where we develop jnana and vairagya are the byproduct of bhakti. So in bhakti, we try to do these two things. We regulate when why deity worship is there for regulation. Even though in karma marga they are very strict regulation to bring to mode of goodness. In bhakti marga the regulation is through deity worship, and that will help us to be regulated. We have to in regular times we have to offer do arati and all these things which will help us to be regulated. And in the in the jnana marga also there is, but bhakti we regulate by deity worship, and charity is also very much important. In karma it is there, but bhaktis we give for devotees reading prasadam, because in dadati pratignati and bhunkte bhojayate cha, we should give prasadam, so that is compulsory. So by giving charity we gain all these things. So separately, no need to do. Now, now comes the most important verse. Keshit kevalya bhaktya vasudeva paranam agham danvanti kashnena neharima basara. Only a rare person who has adopted complete unalloyed devotional service to Krishna can uproot the weeds of sinful action with no possibility that they will revive. He can do this simply by discharging devotional service, just as the sun can immediately dissipate fog by its rays. So we have to understand this verse, very important. Here, even though Parikshit Maharaj didn't say that Jnana is also like that, but Sukadeva Goswami might have understood seeing the face of Parikshit that is not satisfied with the solution by Jnana also. That's why he says even the just a just a sun ray can dissipate the fog by its rays. So just even the sun didn't come, the sun rays are coming. It's just becoming brighter. Sun has not risen, but that only all can take things to can make a person the make darkness go away. Similarly, here, the desire to serve the Lord itself is what helps us to come out of all the tendency. Because as soon as a person gets a desire to serve Krishna, Krishna will give him immediately taste, and that taste will help him to get rid of the material conditioning. He will not get taste in material activity anymore, like a materialistic person gets. He really gets taste. Devotee will not get taste. He may do out of conditioning. As soon as glimpse of bhakti also is there, even one time chanting the holy name also it happens, because a person's soul gets connected to the Paramatma, and immediately he feels that there is a difference in it. So that is the most important thing. We have to, we cannot just say sentimentally, oh, this will happen. No, we should know scientifically what exactly is happening behind. We are, the main reason that is happening behind when we do bhakti is the soul's natural tendency. Jivera swarup hoy krishnera nityadas, the desire to serve of the soul, that tendency will come out, and that makes a difference, the tendency of the soul. And whereas in karma and jnana, that is not there. So that is the main difference. So the selfishness, little bit also it goes, immediately soul experiences bliss. Like even material love also, na, it satisfies. What to speak of spiritual love? Like a mother is sacrificing for the child and she's giving the child everything and she's not eating and child is eating. Mother is satisfied. So even that material love is satisfying. So what to speak of spiritual? Even one time we do for Krishna like that, soul immediately experience some bliss. So here Prabhupada is going to explain. He says in the previous verse, Sukadeva Goswami gives the example of dried leaves of creeper beneath a bamboo tree may be completely burned to ashes, but a fire by a fire, although the creeper may sprout is still in the ground. Similarly, not destroyed in the heart of a person who is cultivating knowledge, but who has no taste for devotional service, there is a possibility that the sinful desires will appear. Shreyasritim bhakti mudasyate vibho klishyanti ye kevala bodha labhyate. So here you see what is the sinful desire. So because the root of sinful desire, what is sinful desire? We discussed. When I say I like, I don't like, that is sinful desire. We do what Krishna and Guru like. So this is the most important difference. Speculators who undergo great labor to gain meticulous understanding of material world by distinguishing between sinful and pious activity, but who are not situated in devotional service, are prone to material activities. They may fall down and become implicated in fruitive activities. If one becomes attached to devotional service, however, his desire for material enjoyment are automatically vanquished without separate endeavor. So bhakti pareshan bhavo viraktiranyatra cha. So if an advance in Krishna consciousness, material activities, both sinful and pious, automatically becomes distasteful. We discuss na, the taste is going. What is not the taste is gone for a devotee. So that is the test of Krishna consciousness. Both pious and impious activities are actually due to ignorance, because a living entity as an eternal servant of Krishna has no need to act for his personal sense gratification. You see, what is the tendency? That selfishness, personal sense gratification. That is what is selfish. Therefore, as soon as one is reclaimed to the platform of devotionals, he relinquishes his attachment to pious and impious activities and interested in only in what will satisfy Krishna. So from selfishness, he coming to a place where he want to please Guru and Krishna. So this is a process of bhakti. So what is the main change in karma jnana to bhakti is this selfishness is the main change. And what is called the sinful activity? So the sinful activity is to do independently. So the sinful desires. So here the sin root of sinful desire. So what is the sinful desire? Sinful desire is if I do, I like, I don't like. That's what. So Maharaj Parikshit was a great devotee. The answer to his guru, Sukadeva Goswami, concerning Karma Kanda and Jnana Kanda could not satisfy him. Therefore, Sukadeva Goswami, knowing well the heart of his disciple, explained the transcendental bliss of devotional service. The word kechit, which is used in this verse, means a few people, but not all. Not everyone can become Krishna conscious, as Krishna explained in Bhagavad Gita. Manushyanam sahasreshu kasyat siddhe yatatam siddhanam kashyam meti tattvataha. Prabhupada writes very nice. Practically, no one understands Krishna as he is, but Krishna cannot be understood through pious activities or attachment. Of the most elevated speculative knowledge, actually, the highest knowledge consists of understanding Krishna. Unintelligent men who do not understand Krishna are grossly puffed up, thinking that they are liberated or have themselves become Krishna or Narayana. To indicate purity of bhakti, no, here Anya Vilashita Shunyam, Jnana Karmadi Anavritam. And we have to do. Sri Raghupa Goswami further explains that bhakti is Kleshagni Shubhada, which means if one takes to devotional service, all kinds of unnecessary labor and material distress ceases entirely and one achieves all good fortune. Bhakti is so powerful that is also said to be moksha laguta. So we are not interested in even getting rid of pain. See, material pleasure, material pain. Both devotee become beyond both of them. He is not interested in material pleasure and is not affected by material pain because he is experiencing bliss. So that is actually the difference. A person in a different state only. And that spiritual bliss is their whole spiritual world is like that. It is beyond material because material pain and pleasure is because of the impression, sanskaras. It is because of our mind, matras, parshastu, kaunte. That's what actually Krishna is telling. So So now further he says that Yatagni sumradharchi karotti etamsi basmashat tata mad vishaya bhaktir udhya vimasi Krishna Saha. My dear Uddhava, devotional service in relation with me is like a blazing fire that can burn to ashes all the fuel of sinful activities supplied to it. How devotional service vanquishes the reactions of sinful life is explained in Srimad Bhagavatam in a verse spoken during Lord Kapila's instructions to his mother Devavati. Yennamadeha Sramananukeertanadyat Pravanadyat Smaranadapi Kvachit Sadhopi Satyashravanaya Kalpate Kutah Punaste Bhagavannu Darshanat. My dear Lord, if even a person born in a family of dog eaters hears and repeats the chanting of your glories, offers respect to you and remember you, is immediately greater than a Brahmana and therefore eligible to perform sacrifices. Therefore, what is to be said of one who has seen you directly? So, why this is said that even is immediately greater than a Brahmana? A Brahmana is still selfish. He is interested in his own liberation, his own good, bad things. But whereas this man born in a family of dog eaters, he has given up that selfishness. That is the constitutional position of the soul. If you come to a constitutional position of soul, then we are beyond the bodily designations, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, because he is working on a platform of the soul. The body and mind has this material designation. Soul does not have. It is spiritual. And in the Padma Purana, there is a statement that person whose hearts are always attached to devotional service of Lord Vishnu are immediately released from all reactions of sinful life. These reactions generally exist in four phases. Some of them are ready to produce results immediately, some are in the form of seeds, some are unmanifested, some are current. All such reactions are immediately nullified by devotional service. When devotional service is present in one's heart, desire to perform sinful activities have no place there. You see? So sinful life is due to ignorance, which means forgetfulness of one's constitutional position. In this regard, Jiva Goswami comments that bhakti may be divided into two divisions: Sanatana devotional service that constitutes increasingly with faith and love, Kada Chitika, sorry, Shantata Kada Chitika devotional service, which that does not continue incessantly but is sometimes awakened. Incessantly flowing devotional service, Santata, may be divided into two categories: service performed with slight attachment, second is spontaneous devotional service. Intermediate devotional service, Kada Chitika, may be divided into three categories: Ragabha Smaya devotional service, in which one is almost attached. Raghabhasa Shunya Swarupa Bhuta, devotional service in which there is no spontaneous love, but one likes the constitutional position of service. Abhasarupa, a slight glimpse of devotional service as for atonement. If one has got even a slight glimpse of devotional service, all needs to undergo prayaschitta atonement are superseded, since even that slight glimpse of devotional service uproots and vanquishes all reactions of sinful life. So basically, sinful life is the desires, and why the reactions are gone, because the person is changing. So as soon as the person changes, reactions don't apply to him. Even in material circle, we see in some prisons, if there is a good conduct of the prisoner, he is released after before his prison term is over. He gets released. Why he is released? Not that he is uh, basically they saw that he is a changed person. So that makes a difference. When they see there is a change, then they will release. Any questions, comments till now? We can. So you are all clear about this atonement, sinful reactions, tendencies, and we'll just read one last point from this purpose. Therefore, atonement is certainly unnecessary when one has achieved spontaneous love, and above that, attachment with love, which are signs of increasing advancement in Kadachitika. Srila Jiva Goswami expressed the opinion that the word kashnena means that even if one has desired to commit sinful actions, the root of the desire are vanquished merely by abhasa rupa bhakti. The example of Bhaskara, the sun, is most appropriate. The abhasa feature of bhakti is compared to twilight, and the accumulation of one's sinful activities compared to fog. Since fog does not spread throughout the sky, the sun need to do no more than merely manifest its first rays, and the fog immediately disappears. Similarly, if one has even slight relationship with devotional service, all the fog of his sinful life is immediately vanquished. So this is the point. So we have seen the two things. Uh, yes, Gail Mataj.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Yeah, I didn't want to interrupt the two things that you said we see, but I don't know if I should ask now. But
No, no, you continue. I'm just repeating what I told you previously.
uh-huh. Yeah, so even if a person was born as an outcast, right? Let's say a dog eater or something like that. As soon as he gets the determination that I only want to please Krishna, nothing for, I'm no longer interested in pleasing myself, right? Then um, the body that he was born into, it becomes irrelevant because he's no longer trying to serve his body, right? So that body does not influence him, and that's why he is um, beyond. I mean, that's why he's transcendental. That's why he is beyond, right? The modes or something like that.
He is
He,
he is
he's no
actually.
longer being governed by his bodily desires. He's being governed by his nature as a soul. Is it? Because you see, I'm wondering, you know, what relevance his outcast body has for him now. Now that he has become a bhakta.
No, 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 no. I will explain. See,
Mm-hmm.
if a person does wrong thing, then he is put in a prison. Now, what is the main point, main purpose of putting? Then in the prison, there is a uniform in the prison. Now,
Mm-hmm.
similarly, when a living entity comes, when a living entity get punishment in this world, based on that he gets a body. Now he got a body of a dog eater. Now it's a punishment
Uh-huh.
for him. Now the punishment is now the point is that now he is rectified. Before his term is finished only, he became a devotee. So the tendency is gone now. So even though externally he has a body, but the tendency of that he is not eating dog anymore. He's not eating, he's not doing any sinful activity anymore. He is just doing bhakti. So it does
Yeah,
not apply to him then.
yeah, that's what I was saying. You know, that because now he's a bhakta, that body that he was born into becomes irrelevant for him because it's not dictating those bodily
Um,
desires. Huh?
yes.
Yes,
Yes,
that's what
that's
I
why
was
it is
trying to.
irrelevant. Two things are there. That is irrelevant. Also, the purpose of that giving body is not also means because if the mother sees the child is rectified, she will not punish the child.
Yeah.
So he will not
Hmm.
get reactions for the past activities also which he did.
Yeah, because well, I mean, also he he won't get reactions because as soon as you say Krishna's name once, right,
Yeah.
in pure faith, then the karma is all gone anyway.
Gone. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes.
Oh, so um, and also he is that person who is in a dog eater body. He is how should I say more elevated than a brahmana who thinks he is his body because
Ah,
the right, because the brahmana is still being dictated by his material nature to do, you know,
because he's selfish. Basically, he's
yeah,
interested in
selfish.
his own liberation and his own thing.
Hmm.
Yes, he's selfish.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, so that dog eater body is just like a completely external dress that has nothing at all to do with his consciousness.
Ah, yes.
Mhm. Okay. Okay. Yeah, because the external dress or the material body is only relevant to the extent that a person identifies with it.
Yes.
Mhm. Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions? Vrindavan Gopal.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Bhuji. Thank you very
Hare.
much for very nice celebration. So, Bhuji, my question is regarding to, I think the point came right here, like sinful activities. Then we're discussing the sinful activity means the whenever somebody has a tendency of I like and I don't like, so
Yeah.
that is a sinful activity, right? So we see like even normal who is doing a normal karmi, they are also having like they also act like I like don't like even and even in a devotional service also like there are various devotional activities are there and as a devotee, like we will do certain activities that will be like a more dear to us, like reading Srimad Bhagavatam, chanting, like based on our inclination. And certain things we may not like that much. So there also I like and I don't like is there. So what is the difference between that? Like a normal karmi, he is also doing I like, don't like, and in devotional service, also sometime we may have that kind of thing. So what is the
Oh,
difference?
yeah. Even if you say you don't like, you like, you want to do it for Krishna only. Ultimately, it is
Yeah.
not for your own personal need.
Mhm.
So that's why it is a difference. So even when we say I like to do deity worship, I like to do book distribution, that will not be a problem because ultimately you are doing which is pleasing Guru and Krishna only. So within
Mhm.
that range we have that freedom. Within
Mhm.
this you can do whatever you want. But
Okay.
if you are doing for your selfishness, this is not selfishness. Now here it is
Mhm.
ultimately Guru and Krishna.
Mhm.
So that's not a problem. If you are doing for your own selfish aggrandizement, then that is a problem.
Mhm.
So that is the main difference. Clear, bro?
Yes, Puji. Thank you. Puji.
Correct. Dear Krishna. Dear Krishna Prabhu, you had question?
Hare Krishna, Guru.
Yes.
Prabhu, this example of Sopacha dog eater who is doing bhakti, and by that bhakti he is qualified to do yajna. So this example is given in Bhakti Rasana Sindhu also by Sri Rupa Goswami, where he says ki, by this example he justifies that his prarabdha also destroys, because he's Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, yes.
So Prabhu, with this example he says ki even his prarabdha also destroys, because now he is qualified to do yajna. And you mentioned that aprarabdha is destroyed, but prarabdha still remains, because we have same body, same family, and all those things. So, how to reconcile?
Actually, he will not be able to do yajna in the sense that he will not be able to chant that mantra the way Brahmanas chant perfectly, because he will not be able to pronounce. Like if you say many of the Westerners, they're gurus also, but if you tell them to chant some high level Vedic mantras and all, no, they will not be able to chant, but they are qualified to become acharyas, gurus and all. Even Suta Goswami, who was speaking Bhagavatam, their glorification, they say you are not well versed, you are well versed in all the Puranas, Itihasas. You may not be able to recite all the Vedic mantras perfectly like other karma kandi people, but you are very much qualified to talk about the conclusions of Puranas. So these people may not be, if he is born in a Mlecha Yavana family, that Westerners and all, they will not be able to chant the mantras. Now, when it is told that they are eligible for yajna in the sense that the qualification for yajna in terms of consciousness, they are very much qualified, because yajna means basically what? Yajna vai Vishnu. Yajna means to please Vishnu. So that they are qualified to please Vishnu, but they may not be able to do the ritual in this way, and they will not do also, not needed. You're understanding the difference, bro?
Yes. So, can we say conclusively that their prarabdha is destroyed by bhakti?
Hmm. Prarabdha is destroyed. Prarabdha is destroyed in the sense their body will remain, amount of the pleasures and pains will remain. That will
Prove
remain,
that.
but it is.
Prove that explanation is given for Gyan is ki, they will have the same bodies and they will suffer, and they will go for those reactions. But in case of devotee, it is said ki that that also get destroyed.
Destroyed in the sense it's not now, as soon as initiation people's body change, or it remains like that.
So it remains same definitely.
That means you have prarabdha na, because body is prarabdha. As soon as a person gets initiated, his wife will change. She will act like that only. Will
Maybe
children
it's
become very obedient? No, they will be like that only. So, what did change?
we are talking about consciousness. Ki consciousness gets changed, and that's how
So
that
see,
is.
what happens is your situation is not changing in that level. But what changes is it is Krishna is taking control of it. That is the change.
Right,
So
right.
now, when your wife is chastising you, you should know Krishna want it to happen like this. children, are, children are not listening to you. You should know Krishna is teaching me that I should be detached from this material world. That's why he's arranged like
Very
this.
apt example. Very apt example. Thank you, bro. Thank you very much, Dhananjay.
Correct. uh, Gail Mataji, you still have some.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhu. This parabdha karma and aparabdha karma, still a little confusion is there for me. So when a person decides that they, oh my God, okay.
Not able to hear you.
Okay, how about now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now clear. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, when a person decides they want to commit to the bhakti path, um, their aparabdha karma that gets eliminated immediately, no?
Yes, aprarabdha is immediately eliminated because future lives, future
Say again?
life, it is future life. Sorry, past life. Everything is removed from past life.
Okay. So
Mhm.
now for the prarabdha karma, which
That is
is
this
manifest,
lifetime.
yeah, this lifetime. Um, so the only thing that changes there is that Krishna is in control of whatever is going on in this lifetime.
Yes, yes, that's all.
And that's why we see that body doesn't change, family doesn't change,
Yeah.
so many things don't change.
Yes.
Uh, okay. Because what we normally hear, right, is that parabdha karma, we hear that parabdha karma remains, but it's just that instead of the parabdha karma being under the jurisdiction of the law of karma, it's under the jurisdiction of Krishna's personal administration, let's say.
Yes.
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you.
Right. So we'll end here.